Hi guys, welcome back to Tea at 4. I'm Christie.
I'm Billy.
And I'm Lauren, and this is the podcast where we talk all things that normally stay in the group chats. This week, you're speaking to a couple of members who sat at number 4 in the top episodes of the Spotify charts.
Top 4.
Yes.
Top 4.
Crazy.
We're
number 4. We're number 4.
What's up? 1, 2, 3, 4.
It feels nice to be up there.
Crazy.
It's like amongst a couple of episodes about, Trump, the state of the world,
Joe Rogan.
and then there's Kinks and Kanye.
It's such a nice validation, isn't it? All this hard work, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys as well.
Our crew.
Our crew.
And the listeners.
And the listeners, of course. Yes.
But big up the crew first
Big
and
up the
foremost.
crew and big
So,
up the listeners.
Yeah,
Yes.
new and old. Thank you so much for celebrating tea and
Yes.
loving and listening.
Keep sipping.
Keep sipping. I love that.
Keep
Sipping.
What?
Was he a paedophile?
Who? No, he wasn't.
Who?
The one that was on Strictly Come Dancing.
The one that started?
Yeah.
No, he
I was
wasn't.
going to say Bruce Willis. It's not. It's not
Oh,
Rose
Bruce
Harris.
Forsyth.
Yeah. Bruce Forsyth.
Forsyth.
He was all right, wasn't he?
No, I think
He was a good one, man. That's like my
good
TV.
woman.
That's my TV granddad.
Oh.
Okay.
that.
What's
I don't even know how we got there. That's so weird.
That is
Okay.
crazy. We're going to play a game called Celebrity, where we try and fill in the blanks from headlines from the week. I'm going to go because you two went last time.
Fair enough.
I'm having all the tea.
Time for tea.
All the biscuits. Drake to headline wireless on blank, blank, blank.
Drake to headline wireless on what days is wireless again?
I think it's 3 on 3
3 nights a week.
on all
3 days a week. All
3
3 days.
days.
On all 3 nights.
on all 3
3
nights. That is it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, blasphemy.
Wow, that's crazy. Why on earth is he doing 3
I
nights?
think this is Drake's revenge because you guys have all been singing this bleeding, they're not like us, Kendrick Lamar, palaver. So Drake said, I'm going to get my hit back.
Yeah, but you've not had a relevant song since, let's say, Passion Fruit or One Dance, and that was 25 years ago.
Ooh,
Dare I say it?
shots fired.
Lawrence,
Oh yeah, he's really quaking in his boots.
Drake-
Kendrick and Lauren Cook.
This is going to be the one that takes Drake to the very edge.
No, I don't understand why Drake should headline 3
I
days.
agree.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
The same monotone voice. Sorry, Drake. You do have great music, but not as great as.
Like other artists.
Thank
I
you.
just feel like
Someone else have a go.
also, I know I keep going on about the females, but I feel like females make up most of the music industry, and there isn't a single female artist
Right.
on that list. And like, look at the past year, like Doechii would be
Doechii
incredible
would be
there.
amazing.
Say her name.
But also, if you're a fan of Drake, every set list apparently is different.
Yeah.
I can't afford to go to 3 nights to watch Drake do 3 separate sets, but I get FOMO. I don't actually care about Drake, but I wouldn't want to be paying.
As a hypothetical Drake fan.
You know what I mean? If it was, say, like Beyonce, and Beyonce was doing 3 nights at a festival,
Yeah.
but she was saying, I'm doing different set lists for each, I'm going to bankrupt myself.
Yeah.
So I'd want to be there for every set list.
He's a great artist. Maybe fair enough, he hasn't released anything of substance fairly recently, but maybe this is his hit back.
He used to be huge, didn't he?
He used to be
Yeah.
amazing.
Like, he used to be everyone's go-to. And,
Yeah.
And then he released that picture where he had Ariana Grande sleeves, and then everyone was
Oh
like,
my God. Yeah.
"No, I'm not gonna lie, I do like Drake, but he's not relevant enough to be that attention-seeking."
Yeah.
Not at the moment, I don't think,
the
yeah.
young gen are really Drake fans.
Yeah, it
That's
feels
a good
very
point.
millennial core,
Yeah.
doesn't it, to be a Drake fan?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie though, we did go speak to some people at the Spotify Wrapped event, and a lot of people would say their top artist was Drake.
Yeah.
So maybe he is still.
They were millennials.
He was a
What?
phenomenal.
Millennials.
That's a good one.
Millennials.
Do you know what? I personally will only be going. Well, I've never been wireless in a very long time, but I think because of the lineup, I'll go for Vibes Cartel.
Oh my God, fair. I went and let's just say I felt ages above the rest.
Really?
Everyone was so young there. I don't think you should be going to wireless.
You don't think I should be going?
No, I think those over there. I don't.
Sorry, what happened to you saying last week
Oh,
that there's
clubbing.
no age limit on going clubbing?
I did
but
say
there
that.
is an age limit on
Oh,
Christie going to
wireless.
festivals.
I did say that. I did say that, but I will say you just feel a bit old.
it is what it is. There's no
Yeah. I feel like you're only
as old as you feel.
as old as you feel, and
Yeah.
you know, embrace it. Okay, right. Next one. Who wants some of my
Go on, Lauren.
piping?
Okay. Oh, okay. Messi singer leaves fans gobsmacked as they realise she's a secret blank blank.
Nepo baby.
See, that's
Who's
right, isn't it?
Messi?
The song, you know, Messi.
You know, that fucking football player.
Footballer. Greatest footballer of all time.
Lionel.
I was so confused. Like, who's Messi?
I think his last name's Goat.
Messi goat.
What?
Joking. They always say he's
Greatest
the
of
goat,
all-
don't
oh
they?
yeah, greatest of all time. Sorry.
Sorry.
That was a
But
dad
hold
joke.
on, how do we get to football, guys? Who's?
Okay, sorry.
Messi.
What's the Messi
Messi is a song.
And
It
I'm
goes,
so messy, and I'm so freaking clean.
Oh, I've heard that song.
So people are calling her a Nepo baby because they found out that her aunt is the author of The Gruffalo.
What a reach.
You know the book, The Gruffalo, the kids' book.
Come on, guys.
That's crazy. It's like saying Sabrina Carpenter's a Nepo baby because her aunt is the voice actress of Bart Simpson.
Wow.
Yeah.
But like, there's no connection and there's no like.
Yeah, but then could you say? Okay, I think her name is Emma Roberts.
Yeah.
The Roberts family. One of her nieces. She
No, Emma Roberts is the
Julia
niece.
Roberts. Grandma! Wake up!
Yeah. So what you guys said?
Yeah.
That's her aunt, and she's called like. Well, she's named the Nepo baby, but I don't think
Yeah.
that should.
No, I just think as well, people are forgetting to make it as a Nepo baby and to
Yeah.
be respected in this industry. You actually have to be good at what you do. Lola Young has been around for years, I think. I could be wrong. I read that.
She's like 24, ain't she?
Yeah, but she's trying to make it in the music industry for a long time. She's had
Yeah.
a couple of hits. And she has to be quite talented to
I
become
think-
this successful. Her fucking aunt isn't there pushing out on TikTok, oh my God, read the Gruffalo, but also stream Messi.
Like, there's obviously doors that can be opened and you can be pointing to the right producers and like be given record labels. But to make it as an artist is so much harder. I think you can be a Nepo baby in the acting world for sure. Like, Emma Roberts can't act for shit. And, you know, she has been open.
Aquamarine?
To the Roberts family. I didn't
Rest
say
my
that.
case.
But like, even like Gracie Abrams, people are calling her a Nepo baby because her dad is like J.J. Abrams, the film director. And I feel like there is probably a certain level of nepotism where like doors have been opened and she's been given opportunities that say aren't likely to come to any of us. But she still has to have the talent to be able to like make the songs that
hear
people
it,
like.
But at the same time, I do feel like in showbiz, money is powerful. So who's to say that you find the best producer? Not to say that she's got a bad voice, but who's to say you find the best producer, you slap some auto-tune in there, AI is doing amazing things in the music industry, and she sounds how she sounds. Go to a concert, you can bloody lip sync and make it sound like you're coming. Do you know what I mean?
And it was a viral TikTok song, so there could be people
There you-
pushing that
so
out
think of it like
more
that.
than
Do
a
you know what I
usual
mean?
person
I
would
think
get.
no, I think I disagree with the Gracie story because she was doing tours and then she went on tour with Taylor Swift. And so she kind of like got on board with the Swifties and like then people started blowing her music up and like, you know, there's videos of her like, I think there is a certain level of like how famous she is. Do you know what I mean? Like that could be like pushed by like media coverage and paparazzi coverage. Like if her dad wants to help her that way, there's money to be spent.
Yeah.
But
I personally feel like if you're not on YouTube or on social media singing your heart out like Jessie J did, then
You got to do it like a brava.
do it like a boss, then I think your talent is void.
Your point of reference last week was Rita Ora. This week, it's fucking
Jessie
Jessie J.
J.
You're stuck in 2010.
2010,
Wake up.
2009.
Big up the UK massive.
Next one.
Oh, hot.
Sorry, it's piping.
What would you do if my fat sausage fingers got stuck in there?
I'd cut it off.
Rebecca Goodwin is blank. It's time the UK public showed adult blank some respect.
I know the story. I'm trying to think of what the words. Can I have a
Adult
look
stars, and then I don't know what the first one is.
Rebecca Goodwin is an icon.
Oh, maybe.
at it? Yeah, maybe Goodwin. Maybe Rebecca Goodwin is here. It's time the UK
Here.
public showed adult
Is right.
is right. Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right. Okay.
Rebecca Goodwin is right. It's time the UK public showed adult stars some respect.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
that.
yes. So obviously for some context, if you haven't heard, listeners, this girl, Rebecca Goodwin, she's an OnlyFans creator.
Yep.
And she went on this podcast called which
We
is
shouldn't say their name. We should bury them.
Yeah.
That's what people are doing at the moment to stop them from going onto their page.
Sure.
We don't say their name. We bury them.
so redacted.
Redacted.
Went on this podcast with 3 men that sit in this strange looking flat that looks very cold and looks like an Airbnb I stayed in when I went to a Justin Bieber concert. And I left at 5 a.m. because it was so sinister. And they get basically primarily women onto the show. And I did look through all their content to see if they are inviting boys on, and it is all just a majority
all women.
girls, like Bonnie Blue, Lily Phillips, OnlyFans
Bonnie's
creators.
Yeah.
Bonnie's mum.
And this episode in particular, they decided to really hone in on what they thought was adding to society. I think the way they phrased it, and they were like, what are you doing for society, what are you bringing to society, because she's an OnlyFans content creator, really belittling her. And despite her sitting there and saying, well, I paid £200,000 in tax last year, despite the fact that I'm actually funding housing for low economic families, they're like, oh yeah, but besides that, what are you doing? And nothing was ever good enough, and they were just there to belittle her, make her look small, and really trash her for building a career on herself. And the thing is, with guys like that, they have no problem with sex workers until the sex workers begin making success and money, and they have an issue with women becoming successful and claiming their power in that situation.
Couldn't agree more. The whole format screams to me like, why do you think you're deserving of giving someone a reality check? I know that they're trying to do a strong USP here, but the fact it's always women that come on there just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
We might have to fact check this, but my flatmate went to uni with one of the guys, and he was arrested under sexual assault
Yeah,
charges.
this is an actual thing. Yeah, apparently one allegedly has a sexual assault charge against him in like 2013 or 2016.
Oh my days.
So really those kind of people shouldn't be the ones putting down other people
yeah.
for not contributing to society.
But what does he do for society? He says he has all these businesses, but when you go on gov.co.uk, they're all dissolved, all 10 of them.
Wow.
I fact checked that this
I
morning.
think what I just don't like about it is when there's podcasts like that, they open the conversation online for then the female to be belittled. Like if you go on, obviously the good thing about TikTok is a lot of females have done like their own TikTok stories kind of defending Rebecca Goodwin.
I love that.
On the Twitter, now called X, it's a whole different story. Like not all men, but some men are just like literally like, yeah, but it's right, it's true what they're saying. It's so it just.
That's what's dangerous.
It's very bad.
It's a breeding ground.
Yeah, and they found that community of people who share those like-minded ways of thinking, and like their views on women and their views on women in that industry is so toxic, because they'll sit behind, they'll sit and jerk off into a fucking sock at the end of the night.
Not a sock.
But
yeah, and like they consume porn and things like that, where we don't know where the money's going to. There's probably some conglomerate that's getting all the money that women actresses are getting. And in this situation, it's an OnlyFans creator that took the power into her own hands, like you said. And it's just fucking classic that a man's like, yeah, that's not right.
Yeah.
And that's not enough.
It's different if they had different views on it and they could both sit there and discuss, but they weren't discussing. They
weren't even allowing her to land.
Yeah.
And I think
and even when she landed, they were
still kind of like
saying the same question
in a way, kind of like mocking her. It's like
they ended up laughing at her, and that's when she walked off.
Rate her for walking out, because if anything, if that was me, I was throwing hands. Like, yeah, let's.
Also, can we point out the fact that she travelled 3 hours to do an unpaid appearance?
Wow.
God.
And you had the nerve to sit there and tell her that. What's she doing for society? What's she doing for anyone else?
What are you guys doing for
What
society?
are you doing for society?
I will say devil's advocate though, why would you go on there in the first place? You can see the content in the past that they are there to ridicule. They are not there to back up your things. Like
maybe like that's, she's done a lot of podcasts and she's had a lot of good experiences with podcasts, and maybe she didn't do her right research.
Or maybe
I don't think that's
how they sold it to her as well.
100%.
Think of it as well. You could get an email. Yeah, she goes onto their page. She sees that the views that previous things have gotten. Thinking, okay, you know what, this could be good for me as well. So you're gonna jump at the opportunity. So however they sold it to her, I don't think she expected it to go as left as it did.
No.
Sure.
Also, the way they treated Bonnie Blue on the podcast was completely different, to be honest.
Really?
Was it?
I've seen them
treat
treat some on OnlyFans creators
Oh,
with
wow.
like a little bit more.
Yeah, I saw some
Respect.
comments of people saying like, "Oh, it's interesting the way they were fine with Bonnie Blue because she probably aligns more with their
Yeah.
mindset."
Wow.
It's just fucking weird.
And also, I think
Stalked.
they also had that girl who was on there and was like, "Yeah, I slept with Tommy Fury."
Yeah.
That was that podcast for context.
Horrific.
Okay, let's move on.
Next.
Last one.
Yeah.
I'll do this one. Saturday Night Live, star-packed blank blank brings laughs and emotions.
Is this on the Onion?
Saturday Night Live what?
Star-packed show. Maybe it's like
Star.
Saturday
Was it
Night Live, star-packed
star-packed?
blank blank.
Comedy show?
Star blank.
Oh, what about 50th anniversary?
Annual
50th
show.
anniversary.
Is that
50th
right?
special, yeah.
50th
50th
special
special.
brings laughs and emotions. I don't understand that for 1 second because SNL is the most unfunny show I've ever seen in my life.
Is it because we're British?
I think Americans have no sense of humour.
I would
or a good
rather
sense of humour.
Graham Norton any day.
There's just like, there's nothing intelligent about the humour that Americans bring.
Oh my
Just so you know, you
gosh.
guys are throwing a real unpopular opinion here right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Popular.
Yeah.
Really? You all
Everyone
find
loves
it funny?
SNL.
I've
listen.
never met someone who in real life that actually likes SNL.
Yeah, I like SNL.
Really?
This is the thing. I did used to really like SNL, but looking at the sketches and skits that are on the 50th anniversary, I think it's time to put it to bed. As someone that loves it, it's just like, I think we've overdone it. It's
I
gone so
agree.
far and so stupid that these things aren't funny anymore.
I can't believe that everyone in the room disagrees with us. Because do you
SNL
disagree?
sympathisers.
I don't find it funny.
No, I've never
think-
found it
I
funny.
think it's like, it's forced.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't land.
Yeah.
So it's like, "Tigga-diggun."
And it's all just slapstick comedy. It's just like, look, she's got small hands and a big head.
Yeah, the Debbie Downer one was quite funny, but like, it's funny the first couple of times. Then it's
Yeah.
just like,
It's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
For me anyway. It looks, watching, I'm just like, okay.
I just feel,
Ad
I
break.
actually, like every time someone goes on there, I give them benefit of doubt. Like I watched Ariana Grande's one, I watched Sabrina Carpenter's one, Paul Mescal's, and I actually ended up feeling really cringed out for them and their scenes and was like, oh, I kind of dislike you a little bit now.
yeah.
Like my respect has kind of dropped because your sense of humour is just not it.
I think they need a little hiatus and just go out in the real world, experience new things, go on a gap year, and then come back
Go
with
on a
some
gap
new, refreshed
year.
comedic experiences.
Because the show does have like really funny comedians.
Sure.
And they
Like-
get like a good bunch of like celebrities. It's like, oh my God, wow. Like
Oh,
if
yeah,
I was
you've
in that,
made it if you've
I
made
was
it
in that
onto-
room, I'll
Yeah.
be like, oh, like starstruck. But then
My question, was going to be like, does anyone in the UK actually like SNL?
be honest.
But
Yeah.
apparently people do.
It's like try not to laugh challenge, and the whole time I was just,
Literally, I think I sat there like,
yeah, it just makes me like wince inside a bit.
it's a bit like Friends. I don't think Friends is funny at all.
Oh, okay, we'll stop there.
Din, 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 din.
I don't get it. Anything with like a laugh track, it just feels like
Is the laugh track the things at the
It's not
background?
a laughing track. There were actual
live
live studio-
audiences.
yeah.
well,
audiences.
laughing track, live audience. It feels like I'm watching an episode from a Disney Channel show.
And
never
you know that
watched Disney.
viral thing, everyone's dead now that laughed in Friends, stuff like that. You know that look.
Friends from the 90s.
That's wrong. I was thinking of something else. It's like, do you
Like
know what I'm
the
thinking
wit-
of?
like-
Just like a laughter track in like something really old, and
Yeah.
they're like, everyone that laughs in this track is probably dead now.
For this week's group chat therapy, I feel like this is something that we all relate to, but something that I've been kind of like thinking a lot about is, don't you ever get in the place, well, at the age that we are now, don't you think you second guess things a lot? Whereas when you were younger, you would just do things out of the whim.
Yeah, I agree.
So how the heck do we get ourselves out of it? Because I feel like fairly recently, especially this week, a lot of things that I want to do, I'm just like, no, maybe I should wait, or maybe I should, I'm always questioning my decisions. So like, what would you guys advise?
I agree. I feel like mine probably comes a bit more from like lack of confidence as I've got older.
Sure.
And like, I feel like as I've like compared to like 5 years ago, I think I had like ooze confidence and I didn't care about anything.
Yeah.
But now I double think everything. I rethink how I look and how I'm like would appear in situations, and it makes me really rethink choices, and I'm finding it harder to kind of like say yes or do things.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I've looked back on moments and found them embarrassing. And so like that kind of embarrassment has stayed with me, is that now I'm way more hesitant.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like, so that's coming from a place of insecurity, or if it's like the fear of being perceived?
I think insecurity and both, like
Both.
fear of being perceived in a way that I would find embarrassing, or I would think someone else would find embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, do you think, I think with me, instead of thinking about what I want to do, I always think about how it's going to look like outside.
Yeah.
So I feel like you said, when the older you get, the confidence kind of like decreases. But at the same time, it's like when we were younger, why were we so like, do you know what I mean? We didn't have a care in the world.
Yeah.
So where does that switch happen, and how do we kind of reverse that switch?
Do you have a specific example of
Yeah.
that?
Oh, y'all, you guys like to get me emotional on this show. But I think example, I would say, so waking up in the morning, right? Having that kind of willingness to get out of bed. You know, when you're young, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to go to work, or I'm going to do this today. These days, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, snooze the alarm. I'm second guessing that, do I really want to get up? Do I really want to, you know, start the day today? Not to say that I'm not depressed, guys.
It's okay, yeah.
But it's just a lot of thought. And I do feel like maybe when we were younger, we were super busy, so you don't have the time to actually think. Whereas now it's like you don't have, I don't know what I'm saying.
Motivation?
No,
Motivation,
no,
yeah.
fine.
Don't have the motivation to do things. So it's like you're second guessing, should I do it? Should I not?
And I feel like it also comes from a part of like maybe we're now like had all these years of experience of life.
Yeah.
Bit Groundhog's Day, like every day becomes the same, and like finding that motivation to do it again and again when sometimes the payoff doesn't feel worth it.
Yeah. I think my 2 pence, you need to give yourself some compassion,
Yeah.
because this is a season of your life, or a season where you're working every day. It's cold, it's winter, it's fucking hard to get yourself to the gym in the morning. It's just like those couple of hours in the evening, you're so resistant to doing anything else but cooking dinner, or like just doing the bare minimum and getting an early night so that you feel okay for the next day. It's okay to feel like you're kind of just living for work at the moment. And I'm not saying it's acceptable, and it's not the thing that makes us thrive, but there will be a point, or like an opening, a spring moment where you feel like you have a bit more balance. And I think accepting and kind of not punishing yourself for not feeling your 100% best, or the 100% most motivated version of yourself, is the best thing you can do, because you're so hard on yourself, and we all are. And I think it's just that classic thing of just like, we feel, and especially consuming on social media, we're seeing everyone doing so fucking much.
It feels like nobody on social media has a bad day.
Yeah, but they wouldn't show that, would they?
That's part of the problem though.
That is
isn't it?
crazy.
They wouldn't show it. And like, they're all having days like you as well, but it's just not the first thing they'd film.
Definitely, I think we need to like also just appreciate smaller things in our lives that it's not for anyone else, but it's for you, and like things that you love, and just make sure that like sometimes it is harder, isn't it? Like when you think, what is the point? What have I got left? What have I got left? Well, like what have I got? Like what have I got to look forward to? Or like today isn't going to be as fun as like in a couple of months' time, but actually maybe take those moments and those times to really focus on you and what brings you joy, and you know, only do something if it actually makes you happy, instead of like, I need to do this and I need to be in the gym because everyone else is, and it's that time.
That's
and
true.
you know, like, who cares if you're in the gym? No offense, but like, if you don't want to be in the gym, don't be in the gym. Don't do it for anyone else.
I'll add to that as well. Is like, being a woman, and obviously speaking from one thing, but like, I find so much my cycle affects me. Is like, I can have that, like, I don't even want to say 7 days, like 2 day spurt of excitement and motivation where I feel really good, and I feel follicular phase, like moving. And then I have the rest of the month, which is like the other 28 days where I just feel shit. And I don't think we give ourselves enough credit that there is so much going on internally and imbalancely with our hormones that like that can affect you as well. And I think, like Billy says, we have to be kind to each other, and I'll be depressed next week.
Yeah. As soon as I get home, I'll go back to my rhinestone.
But we'll all bounce back.
We will.
Yeah.
You've got this, girl.
Maybe finding like a hobby, you know, something to take your mind off things.
A hobby?
Like I like crafting.
Yeah.
Crafting.
Yeah.
It used to be EastEnders. Now I don't even watch EastEnders no more.
Yeah, but EastEnders isn't a hobby. That's,
it is.
No, that's feeding into the
serious.
depression, babes.
But then this is the thing. I feel like the busier you make yourself, it does work, but then sometimes you also need to be able to mask yourself in that kind of like moment of like silence.
Yeah,
of
agree.
stillness.
Agree.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean by hobby, though. Not like busy hobby. Like I will just sit
Distraction.
there, like a distraction. Like I would just sit there and like I'm rhinestoning some lips at the moment for an outfit I'm making, and it just actually takes my mind off everything because I'm just focusing.
Meditative.
Gives me a fucking neck cramp, but takes my mind off things.
Yeah, maybe I'm waiting for the weather to get better to go back on
Yeah,
my
that is a
nice little walks, because right now it's too cold for that.
too cold.
Yeah.
Well, this week goes up to 15 degrees.
It's a lie.
I've been leaving when
I've
I
actually
see it.
been meditating every day this year.
Okay.
And that really helps. Just a couple of moments of the day, like it doesn't even have to be like more than 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So like deep breaths. Sometimes that's enough to like curb your busy
Yeah.
mind.
Do you know what helps as well?
What?
This I don't know if you get those that have smartphones. There's the health app does this this thing where it asks you how you're feeling today.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I think it's like, what's your mood today? What's what is have you logged in your emotions today? And it's like, oh, that's actually quite
Okay.
is lovely.
Rather than a phone AI,
Yeah. Why don't you
telling
do a
why don't you ask
diary?
yourself?
Why don't you keep like a mental tracker and actually like you don't have to tell people about it and you might find it cringe, but like I think actually it's really good to kind of like keep track of your emotions. I
Yeah.
actually really love it when people like rate their sleep and rate their like
right there. Sleep.
like they keep track of everything and then they can look back at like, oh, this month was really bad, this month was really good.
Yeah.
It's just a good way of like keeping track of your stability, I guess.
Amen.
For this part of the podcast, we're going to talk about our media recommendations.
Yeehaw! Who wants to go first?
I'll get mine off my chest. Mine's really embarrassing. Mine is A Court of Thorns and Roses, a series of books by Sarah J. Maas, and it's about fairies.
Porn.
Very smart. The fairy, it's really good. It's a really good series. I've read 5 books.
5!
I'm on my 5th book at the moment since
So
January.
you're just
Yeah.
rushing through it.
Wow.
Are you even reading at this point? Just skimming.
Honestly, skimming, I think. Oh, I'm
What
reading
kind
it
of
probably.
what kind of smut from my fan fiction days? What kind of smut is it? Is it like
Filthy.
Is it filthy? Does it say actual words like Willie and cock and dick?
She says like the size of him.
Oh,
boring.
So it's all about imagination.
It's all, well,
then.
it's like very, very on the nose. Some of the cringiest stuff is like feast on me and really gross.
Very whimsical.
I'm actually
Very whimsical.
I'm just like, oh, I have to read past those bits.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, where are the fairies? There's a fairy.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, complete opposite end of the spectrum. My media rec of the week is Harry Hill's TV Burp.
Fuck off.
I fucking swear.
Lauren.
I have
Lauren,
got...
that is worse than SNL.
No.
That is
no.
worse
Is that
than...
still on?
No, well, no, not currently. But I'll watch...
Are you watching it on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube reruns. They're all of the episodes on YouTube where it's like best bit. I tell you, I have not laughed like that in years at a program.
Oh my god, I used to
You
watch that all
might
the
as well
time.
So good.
There's
You
only
might as
one
well
way to
tune
find
in
out.
Bye.
I used to hate that shit.
Oh my god, no, it's amazing. It's like a Google Box but on crack.
Yeah.
And it's like
Agreed.
I love Google Box, but it's just I watch it and I think, fucking hell, this is the foundations of my humour. Watching this, like there's certain little things about like my sense of humour is like
Yeah.
a sausage and a fucking Xbox fighting in a costume.
Wow.
I feel like Harry Hill's TV Bub is a real life SNL sketch.
Yeah,
I
they
could
should
see
do that.
Yeah.
Big up
Christie?
Harry Hill. I don't know where you are now, but come back.
Well, me, obviously, I'm excited because it's the 40th anniversary of EastEnders and all the great
said you
people are
weren't
back.
watching it.
I know, but I haven't been watching it. But you know, I've been like just scrolling and seeing.
yeah.
But that's my media rec of the week. So guys, go watch the 40th anniversary
amazing.
of EastEnders.
I actually do want to see it. I feel like it might
Yeah.
be really special.
Oh, this is where you got like the young go on.
Yeah, Grant is back and Phil's going through a depressive state. So maybe that's why I feel that way.
You are linked. You are mentally psychologically linked to Phil Mitchell.
Oh yeah.
I need to meet him, guys. Please, can you guys add him in the comments? Go to comment.
Phil.
Philip. Yeah.
I just spat and the spit came back into my mouth.
Cool. Let's get that on replay.
Yeah.
That's
Wicked.
lush. Love it. Okay. Well, thank you so much, peeps. That was really gorgeous.
Love that episode.
And another well done to us for getting on the top 4 of Spotify.
How do you like it? How do you like it? 444.
Tea at 4.
How'd you
God.
like it? We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.